Hey everyone, my name is Sasha and this is my booktube channel. So today I have my first ever review. Not first ever, but my first ever for booktube. And I am going to be reviewing Tomi Adeyemi's Children of Blood and Bone. Now, I have to admit, I have filmed this video many times. I recently found out that my camera can only record for 15 minutes. So this video is supposed to be a lot longer. I had a lot to say. But you know what? Gotta look on the bright side of things. At least I have something to record with. So I'm gonna make do. This is probably gonna be a lot shorter than I would want it to be. But until I can get an actual camera that will record for a long amount of time, this is what's gonna suffice. So when I heard about this book, I got really excited. I was like, I need to read that. And I will read you the inside of the dust jacket, just to give you an idea of why. Ebola remembers when the soil of Orisha hummed with magic. Burners ignited flames, tiders beckoned waves, and Zeli's reaper mother summoned forth souls. But everything changed once magic disappeared. Under the orders of a ruthless king, the Magi were targeted and killed, leaving Zeli without a mother and her people without hope. Now Zeli has one chance to bring back magic and strike against the monarchy. With the help of a rogue princess, Zeli must outwit and outrun the crown prince, who is hell-bent on eradicating magic for good. Danger lurks in Orisha, where snow lepineras prowl and vengeful spirits wait in the waters. Yet the greatest threat may be Zeli herself as she struggles to control her powers and her growing feelings for an enemy. So, yeah, it sounded very interesting, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to pick that up. I thought this was very, very strong as a debut. It was compelling, it was constantly readable. I had trouble putting it down at times. However, I thought the pacing was too fast, so fast. It was breakneck speed, and I had trouble absorbing anything going on or processing it because it was going so fast. It was like bam, 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 bam. Like a major thing would happen and then another major thing would happen right on top of each other. It's like speeding cars crashing into each other on the interstate. And I thought, that could have been slowed down a little. I know it's already a really big, thick book. It's like 500 some pages. If you're going to read a long book, don't have it seem like it's rushed. And that's how it felt. But I did like the plot. I thought it was very interesting. I had a few problems with the characters. Zeli as the main character, I was a little conflicted about. She has this interesting aspect to her character that I enjoyed, which is that it's revealed that her powers are over death. She's a reaper like her mother. However, like it says in the description, her mother is killed by the royal guards. And so she has this duality of having power over death, but also being deeply traumatized and terrified of death. And I really liked that about her. She also has this really raw anger that I thought was very real and relevant to this type of story, like the oppression of the Magi and how much she hates her oppressors. It was very, very, I could feel it. I could feel it through the pages. However, she is very bad at making decisions. Tomi Adeyemi would do this thing where she would say, like, someone would ask Zeli what she thought they should do, and Tomi Adeyemi would put what Zeli thought she should say in italics, and then she would just do the exact opposite. Like, she would think of what would make the most sense and would be, the smartest, and then just, go the other way. And that's not a good, that's not a good way to make your decisions. And it irritated me very much. And I think Inan, the crown prince, suffered from this to a lesser extent. But they were just both bad at making decisions. The character had to be a Mari. I thought her character growth was very, very interesting, and it was, you could see her develop throughout the book, and it was really nice to watch. My main problem with the characters was Zane. Zane, the bane of my existence. He was completely pointless as a character. The only reason he was there was that he was Zelly's brother, and he was flat, he was static, he had no change with that throughout this book, and boy, he could have been just removed and the book would be the same. I did not like him. I was like, why are you here? Why are you here? Go away. I thought King Sauron was a really good villain. He was easy to hate but not easy to dismiss. He was appropriately evil and did appropriately evil things, but I often felt like he had a point. Is it fair that the Magi have these powers, and doesn't it create a power imbalance? And he also, his family, his father, his first wife, and his first children were all murdered by Magi. So it's obvious to me why he doesn't like them. And I think at some points, even though I dislike him a lot, he had some points that I couldn't help almost agreeing with. I loved the world building in this book. It was so rich and colorful. It was based off of Nigerian culture. Tomi Adeyemi is Nigerian American. And the magic system in this book is based off of the Yoruba religion. And I thought that was really beautiful. All the gods in this book have a corresponding god in the Yoruba pantheon. For example, Oya, the goddess of death, is actually the goddess of death in the Yoruba faith. And the way that it's like the clan for Oya has power over death, I thought that was so cool. I thought the themes of faith and, just trusting yourself and what you believe, it was well done. The writing is not something to write home about. It was, I wouldn't say bland, but it was nothing special. I don't think that her writing style really impressed me at all. But it could just be because there was so much happening, and it was kind of, the mythology had to be, rehashed over and over again, that you couldn't, I was paying more attention to the actual plot than the writing. The thing that irked me the most about this book was the romance. I hated the romance. It was a major just letdown. I was so disappointed. I wasn't hoping for a good romance when I read this. It was unwelcome. Like, gosh. It is so bad that it distracts from the actual story. And I could just go on about how much I dislike the pairs. Like, for example, Zelly and Anon. That's not a spoiler, because it even says it in the description. They are, on paper, interesting enough. In execution, they are melodramatic and a waste of time. And I just, I did not like them. And I think that the romance aspect just could have been eliminated, and it actually would have made the book better. But overall, I enjoyed Children of Blood and Bone, and I gave it a 7 out of 10. That is going to be my rating system for this channel. I don't feel like I can accurately rate a book out of 5, so out of 10 I feel like is a lot easier to grasp on a scale. So yeah, Children, Blood and Bone, 7 out of 10. I thought it was a strong debut. Could have been better, but it was strong, and I will be picking up the next book because I wanted some answers. I want some answers. And I would recommend this to high fantasy lovers and action lovers, not romance lovers, because, like I said, it sucked. So yeah, if you have read Children of Blood and Bone, put in the comments, did you like it? Did you not like it? And if you haven't picked it up, tell me if you will or if you won't. And other than that, have a super awesome day. Bye!